will not rest until he has seen blue ink come out of a Kryptonation 2nd Edition booster box, and he wants to give Sting the opportunity to permanently damage the card before sending it in for priceless grading via some third-party grading service. So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Argos Anonymous. I am Argos. If you have found us from somewhere out there in the interweb and you don't know any idea what's going on here, we do openings and market analysis and safety alerts and all kinds of random stuff. MetaZoo, pretty much everything, actually. We leave no stone unturned when it comes to the metaverse. So, if that's something you would like, then join us, subscribe, and that's what you'll get. So, Kyle, how you feeling, man? You got 2 boxes today. We're going to just kind of shred into them and talk about the market and talk about the zoo and talk about upcoming shenanigans and Walmart and all kinds of stuff, you know, and video hit pieces on the reserve list. You know, let's start with that. That's kind of a fun little thing. So what you're seeing with MetaZoo is every now and then someone who is not into MetaZoo makes a YouTube video, which is fine. Which is fine. It's great actually because it draws a lot of outside attention onto MetaZoo. So, you know, whatever. But it's, I can't help but get a little bit of a smile sometimes when it's a person who it's a hit video, you know, where they're like saying anti-MetaZoo video, but which is fine also. Like, everyone has different perspectives. People like different things, but I always think it's funny when they begin by saying, "I don't have any MetaZoo cards. I don't, like, no one in my circle knows anything about MetaZoo. I've never played the game and don't get it because it's not good." It'd be like, I mean, just think about it, right? It'd be like me if I were selling you a car and I opened up and I was like, "Listen, bud, I don't know anything about cars. I've never driven a car. Hey, beautiful, obnoxious 9 Uncle Sam. Nice start, man. Nice job. I've never owned a car. I've never touched a car. But I'm telling you, and you should believe me, this is a great car. You should buy it." I mean, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird. Like, if you're gonna make a video talking about something, you should probably not preface it by saying you have no idea what you're talking about. But well, I guess you could know other things. I guess you could be like a boat guy, right? I mean, there's some crossover. You could know engines, I suppose, and mechanics and repair and things like that. Reserve list, Earth's core. Gonna put that on there. I guess you could know, oh, I don't know, distribution and things like that. How much it costs to replace a widget. But, you know, just, I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting that someone would take the time to speak so much about something that they don't know anything about. But I guess that's 2020, right? I mean, that's this whole decade. It's the decade of appealing to emotion and getting clicks, because that's what works, you know. And people are emotional, and they tend to click based on that kind of stuff. A lot of them, you know. And even the mainstream news has realized how much money there is in just sort of rabble rousing people's emotions, because what used to be decent journalism in the media has largely degraded itself now to like dog and pony shows and dance routines and drama, and they pander to their audience for the most part, and that's how it is. And I think it's because there's money in it. Like, it works, you know. People like that stuff. They like to feel things and to be entertained, you know. That's how it goes. And so you just have to kind of see it like that. I mean, if you're looking for those things, especially on YouTube, but even on, like, I won't name the channels, but like most major news channels, it's entertainment now. It's entertainment with a little bit of news. You know, it's opinion and entertainment with just enough news to call it news. Awesome. Obnoxious 9 Sam Sinclair. Cool. That guy's cool. One of the main characters of the original MetaZoo storyline. There are chapters of MetaZoo. If you haven't seen the original MetaZoo storyline, you can get it for free if you go to www.mzfind.com and you click on Story and Knowledge. It's a free link. All that stuff. There's no advertising on the page. You just click on that, and it'll link you to MetaZoo has put the first 5 chapters online, so it's kind of fun. You can get your little handle on that. You can buy the physical ones too, which is really nice. I personally love the physical copies. In fact, I just got chapter 4 in. Let's go get it. I just got a bunch of these in. This is the chapter 4 one. First printing, and they'll have like probably a second printing too if it gets to that. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. Looking forward to chapter 5, physical print. The physical ones always take a little bit longer to show up than the digital ones, just because, logistics and whatnot. So anyway, what else is new? Loveland Frogman is not new, but we love him very much. Let's see. We have a Walmart was delayed, so that's cool. Into the beginning of February. I think it's February 7th. We're gonna see the Walmart release, the epic. We skipped we skipped a Blood Ruby. Can't skip a gorgeous reserve list Aurafact Blood Ruby worth a couple dollars because it's the second edition. Nobody cares. Yeah. So Walmart's coming. The first release of MetaZoo in big box, which is not a bad sign, right? Is coming February 7th. There was a logistics delay. Originally it was 24th. I mean, here's the bottom line, guys. If you want to know when it's in Walmart, just watch eBay. Watch eBay and watch Facebook. And the day you see it show up on those places, it's in Walmart. And then you can go buy it. Right? Or you can just keep driving there every day. But I mean, even if they say it's going to launch on the 24th or the 7th of February, right? Then, it could be the 8th, 9th, 10th. It depends. Every store is going to be a little bit different. The vendors are going to be different in each area. Maybe they have like a bad hair day or there's a storm. I mean, you got to kind of relax a little bit and just accept that the world doesn't necessarily revolve around everyone's individual schedule and that everyone has things that happen. So, just chill out and we'll see. We'll see when it gets there. That said, very excited for that. People want that Pizza Bird, that new Pizza Bird Pro. It's a reverse hollow Mothman. Cool, man. Congratulations, Kyle. That's cool. We have not been seeing a whole ton of Mothman coming out of these boxes, so that is very cool to see. At least not compared to first edition. Then again, these boxes are normally balanced, so that could be all it is. Kentucky Hellhound. Very nice. So what are we doing on, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 5. Okay, 5 full hollows so far, so we're trying to just work our way up to the statistical average of 12 with fantastic, obnoxious 9, full hollow silver bullet. What else are we looking forward to coming up here? Well, we have the Kickstarter. Right now, this is not a TCG Kickstarter, but we have a MetaZoo related Kickstarter because they partnered with Bicycle Cards to make playing cards like poker cards, and that Kickstarter is going to be happening at the end of the month. Apparently, the low end, like the affordable tier, is about $15, and then you can probably, I'm assuming that's going to be like a deck of cards, right? And then I've heard there are going to be some promo cards associated with it, and it's Power Up Red. You're getting a lot of Obnoxious 9. Actually, look at that. I mean, you've already got 4 of the 9 Obnoxious 9. That's pretty good, man. That's really good, actually. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna have that. So the Kickstarter is gonna be happening. We'll do a little video when it actually goes live. I assume it'll be up for a little while, and this is just a normal way that novelty playing cards are launched. They often launch via Kickstarter so that they can effectively do a print to demand. People who want it buy into it, and it raises as much money as it raises, and then they make the product and they send it out, and then you have your novelty MetaZoo playing cards, which I actually like poker. I like playing poker, and I think it would be really fun to have, and some other card games too. I think it'd be really fun to have some MetaZoo cards, so I, for one, will be buying into that to have the cards. Not because I think it's going to go to $1,000 million. And some people have said, well, why is MetaZoo doing another Kickstarter? They're not. It's an affiliate company and they're selling playing cards. So gorgeous Aurafact Forest Gods Amber Full Hollow. Very fun. Very nice. Kind of a nice little medley. I still just love. These are some great looking ones. I love these. The gems, Forest Gods Amber, Medium Third Eye Blood Ruby, 3 of my favorites. I love the Frost one too, and the Fire too. I mean, there's so many good ones. I guess Mermaid Scales is not exactly my favorite, but whatever. Oh, Reverse Hollow Chaos Crystal. Speaking of reserve list Aurifacts, that's cool, man. Yeah, people still Pleasant Kenobi doesn't like the reserve list, which is okay. There's some big Magic channels that I actually really enjoy have been kind of anti-reserve list. I mean, but the game they love the most has one, so there you go. But I guess you don't have to like everything about the thing you love. That's okay. That's life, you know? If everyone thought they had to like everything about the thing they love, nobody would ever stay married. Then again, half of people don't seem to stay married anyway, so maybe half people don't get that. Life is not about having it all. Not reserve list. Reverse hollow, babe, the beautiful big blue ox. That's cool, man. So what do you got left? You've got 5 packs. You've got your Mothman and your Chaos Crystal, 4 Obnoxious 9, and a Frogman. I think it's looking pretty good for you. And another Obnoxious 9, Deathbeam Kyle. Oh my goodness. So you're hitting 5. You've got 5 of the 9. You have 4 more packs. You technically could get all 9 Obnoxious 9, although it does seem rather unlikely. Fresno Nightcrawlers, full hollow. Cool, dude. Yeah, the Kickstarter is going to be cool. Going to be looking forward to that. I think the reserve list is a great thing. I think it's good. You know, I think it's good. It's just it's hard to understand if you're stuck in your own ecosystem and you don't see the virtue of other groups, right? Like, if you think about it, one way to think about it is this: like when I have an opinion and it is directly I don't know why I sleeve that Snow Watson. Snow Burrito gets a sleeve and the Hodag does not. You know, when you have an opinion and someone else has an opinion that's different, just sometimes it helps to take a moment and think to yourself, let's assume that person is intelligent. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying, you know, benefit of the doubt. Let's just assume that a person is intelligent and they have some other opinion, right? So then take a moment and just try to think, well, if they're smart, if they're not just a moron because they don't believe what I believe, if that's a smart, decent, smart person, gorgeous, snowing, full, hollow Terra box topper, my man Kyle, very, very nice. We're going to put that over there. And then I think we'll just, what will we do? We'll consolidate these and we'll keep the big hits coming. We'll keep them rolling for the second box. Yeah, just take a moment and just think about, if this person is not a complete fool, right? Then how could they believe what they believe? Right? Think about it and then try to understand. Like, maybe if sometimes it can be a healthy exercise in broadening one's perspective. Because the truth is, like, there's, you know, most of the people in the world do not believe what you believe. And I don't mean you specifically. I mean, like, me either. Most people in the world do not believe the things that I believe. So, you know, I can either go through life living in a tiny little bubble where I think I've got it right and the rest of the world has it wrong. Or when I see something that's a different belief, I can take a moment and be like, like, you know, people believe that. Like, maybe people hate reserve lists. Like, I think it's a great idea. Like, maybe I should take a moment and think about it and ponder upon this and weigh that in and then weigh it against, you know, what you believe. And it's a beautiful Piazza bird for your first card there, Kyle. Coming in hot with a pizza bird. Man, I hope we get to open just a ton of Cryptid Nation. It's going to be nice to lock this down because it will not always be here. You know, you dig? It just won't always be here. One day we're going to wake up and it's going to be gone. You know, just so we can count effectively, I guess, for these 2 boxes, we're just going to stack. We'll have an 09 stack we'll put out at the end. And then we'll keep track of the new box down here. There we go. Yeah, man. One day we're going to wake up and the base set will be gone. You know? And there'll be plenty of it for a long time. All these reserve list things that people are worried about, there's plenty of it. You know, there's plenty of it. I mean, you can get any of it from the theme decks and spell books, and there's so much of it. Especially, like, the Orifacts are super powerful, but you got to remember, like, the Orifacts were part of them. Some of them were reprinted in Nightfall, and some of them were reprinted. I mean, they're in first edition, they're in second edition Cryptid Nation base set, they're in the Nightfall theme decks. There are so many of them. So yeah, they're powerful, but there's so many of them that it's just, they're so easy to get. And I know that was probably part of the thought was, well, we have to make sure these things are pretty easy to get. So, you know, it's going to be, I think the fear that people have, the same people that are criticizing, okay, like, you've got these people that are criticizing people for paying $1,000 for a first edition box. And what they're saying is that guy's counting in 10 years from now. You know, that person is dumb because they are taking action based upon something that could take 10 years to develop, like that level of demand. That's just their opinion. It's not actually my opinion, but that's their opinion. And then that same person comes out and freaks out about a reserve list because in 10 years it might be hard to get the cards, right? So it's like they actually, my point is that most people are actually the same, right? They make actions based on longer term projection assumptions, and that the timing is always by far the most difficult thing to predict. It's not what will happen, it's the timing. And most people overshoot the timing all day long. But then you have people that overshot it in one direction on here, you know, scoffing at the people that overshot it in the other direction over here. And they're both just like, brr, 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 and they're both just doing the exact same thing with a slightly different topping. And I don't know. I guess it's just human nature. It's fine. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's common enough. It's what everybody does. So that's okay. And there's actually there's a lot of there's money in that. The stock market does the same thing. People overshoot and things go too high, and then people overshoot, they go too low. I mean, that's just how life is. People do it in social circles. People do it for jobs. You know, that's our rose-colored glasses on one side, or dark tinted. I don't know how you want to call it, but anyway, it's normal in TCGs too. And so if you can, the greater familiarity you have with that, the more financial gain you can seek, because you'll just see things. You'll see people making really inaccurate timing decisions, you know, and you'll see them overshooting all the time. All the time. Like right now, for example, this is just my opinion, first edition PSA 10s are either significantly overvalued, or Kickstarter PSA 10s are significantly undervalued. Because there are some PSA 10s that in Kickstarter I see them going for like $1,300 or $1,500, and in first edition I see them going for $1,000. And it's like there are more than 10 times as many first edition versions as there are Kickstarter, and yet the price is like only like it's like a 30 or 40% difference in price. It's not real. It's not a real thing. It's gonna settle out. You'll see. Longer term, that's gonna settle out. But that's what I mean. Like what you do is you look for these short-term dislocations where things don't add up, and then you try to throw your brain at it for a while to find out which way it's going to go. You know, is first edition going to come down? Those as more people grade more stuff. If PSA opens up their grading tiers even more, are people going to send hundreds of first edition cards in? Maybe, and then it'll flood, and then Kickstarter can remain the same, and first edition graded cards are going to come down. Or is there truly that much demand? I mean, there is quite a bit of demand. Is there that much of a demand for graded stuff that you can just have that, and then at some point Kickstarter will just be gone and it'll jump up to another level? I mean, that's possible too. Most likely it'll be a little bit of a combination of the two. I think Kickstarter will eventually get eaten up and then start to rise. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if first edition PSA 10s, if they, at the best, I think they're not going to move because the supply is going to keep coming in for a while of the graded stuff. Maybe they won't fall, but I don't think they're going to move. I haven't been sending in any first edition stuff for grading, for example, except for a couple of Mothman, just for fun, and that wasn't a PSA. Yeah, I don't know, because I think like a lot of people, you just look at like the cost of grading and the cost of the cards, and you're like, well, that's not worth it. I mean, then again, other people would say, Argos, you're nuts. I've been grading PSA. If you have a PSA 10 and if it sells on eBay for $1,000, then you're making money. So it's true, you can totally make money grading first edition. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that, you know, there's a lot of people that aren't doing it yet, that maybe will someday. When the values try to go up, there will be people just waiting with a bunch of cards to grade. And it'll eventually go up over time, but it'll take some time. Kyle, where are you at, dude? The second box is interesting. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 full hollows so far, and a bunch of reverse hollows. JD, Pizza Bird, nice little medley. We haven't opened your box topper yet. We're waiting for Mothman, Chaos Crystal, Obnoxious 9, something like that. You're getting a bunch of fearsome critters, Snallygasters, Mr. Kyle, man. Yeah, the world is interesting right now. You know, everybody has an opinion. It's all over the internet. Everything written is in the permanent record and will come back to haunt you someday. Just like all these videos, someday someone's going to be like, you love MetaZoo. And I'll be like, what gave that away? You think? I had a comment recently. Some guy was like, well, you can tell this guy really likes this card game. I was like, yeah, I do. Oh, yeah. I do like this card game. Here's 8. 8 more booster packs, Kyle. Yeah, man. I don't just like this. I love this. I love the theme of it. Look at that. Freaking Bat Squatch, Fireballs, Rump Diffusal, Fire Traps. You've got Squonks, Full Hollow Chupacabra. I love it. I don't just like this game. I mean, what gave it away? I love it. I think it's so fun. I am so excited for the next 3 sets that are going to hit in the United States. Are going to be awesome. But then I'm really excited for the transition set, leaving the United States headed to Yokai Island. The 7 Seas transition set. I'm just really excited for that. I think it's going to be awesome. Pirates and sea monsters and probably like island things and coastal things. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be really fun. And then Yokai Island is going to be cool too. Like, it's going to be really cool. It's actually something I don't know a ton about. But you know, I've been to Japan. I'm tall in Japan, and I think it'd be cool to learn more about it. MetaZoo's good that way. Another reverse hollow Mothman. Cool, Kyle. Very nice. So you're up to double moths in these boxes. Not a full hollow, but you did get 2 RHs. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, man. I think it's gonna be cool. One thing I'm after yokai. You got the grim fairy tales out of like European folklore, and so that's gonna be awesome. I mean, the whole world just knows about those things. They're so notorious, and you know eventually, because we're already seeing BCs like Loch Ness Monster being an ambassador for like Ireland and whatnot. You're seeing all these cool beasties from all over the world, so you know it's gonna eventually get around. It's going to be in South America, Central America. We're going to have like Africa. There's going to be Middle East probably. I'm sure we'll have India. I'm sure we'll have China. Just tons of stuff. And then it's going to be it's just going to be a cool way to like connect the world through folklore and stories and stuff. I think it's awesome. I think it's super awesome. And the best thing is, like, yeah, there's some hiccups with some of the, competitive play, like stuff that takes time to develop. The best thing is MetaZoo has already found liftoff because they have so many investors and they have so many people that are into it now that it doesn't matter. Like, they have enough of a base that they can take their time and develop and build it out. And then the things that people are complaining about that it doesn't have yet, like it doesn't have like VR simulated battles or whatever it is, it'll have it. And then what? And then once the naysayers are standing to the side saying, oh, well, now it's cool because now it has VR 3D, whatever, by then they're 3 years late. Boo! Oh, hey, double snowing. Interesting. Well, that's a fun one, though. I like that card art. That's cool. That's cool, Kyle. Congratulations on your gorgeous box toppers. So you ended up with, in 2 boxes, you got 2 RH Mothmen. You got a Chaos Crystal. That first box was insane. The host of Obnoxious 9. And then, let's see. So then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 full hollows in that box. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. Let's just count up your total full hollows. God, you got a lot of Cactus Cats. Kyle, what's going on, man? All right, so your total full hollows for 2 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so you are just slightly below the average. The average would have been 24. You got 22. That's cool because you made up for it with 2 fantastic Mothmen and a Chaos Crystal, some awesome reverse hollows, and gorgeous snowing box toppers. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to entertain the fine people of MetaZoo with your cards, my man, Kyle Watts. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate this opportunity to entertain the fine peoples of the zoo. This is Argos. Signing out.